Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 775, Jesus Priceless Treasure. I played this long introduction because it's a well-known piece from Bach's Orgelbüchlein, or Bach's little organ book, and it's based on the same tune. And what I really like what Johann Sebastian Bach did with this is he made sense of the text. So let me explain for a bit. The text, as we see here, was by Johann Frank, was actually modeled after a love song of the time. Flora, meine Freude, meine Seelenweide. So Flora, my joy, the fields and of the soul. And it was modeled after that into the text, a spiritual text, which we then have, and I would like to read that to you. Jesu, meine Freude, meines Herzens Weide, so Jesus, my joy, my heart's desire. Jesu, meine Zier, Jesus, my prize. Ach, wie lange ist dem Herzen bange. How long has the heart been longing or has been anxious und verlangt nach dir and longed for you. Gottes Lamm, mein Bräutigam, Lamb of God, my bridegroom. Außer dir soll mir auf Erden nichts sonst liebes werden. So, other than you, should nothing on earth would be more precious to me than you. So he made sense of that text, and what's interesting here is, what I really like, what I think Johann Sebastian Bach did, is he took the beginning of the text that's more about the flesh, as we see here, Jesus' priceless treasure, source of purest pleasure, which in the original it's Jesus as joy and heart's desire. But it's very fleshly. And then it moves to something divine and spiritual, where we go, as we take in the text, Lamb of God, my bridegroom. But as we see here in this verse, thine I am, O spotless Lamb. So the sacrifice, it brings it out. And Bach does a great way of infusing that counterpoint and making that melody just have so much worth because of its creative harmonies. The hymn, of course, in bar form, AAB, was printed with figure bass and Praxis Piatis Melica. So we don't know too much about who did the tune. Well, we know the tune is definitely by Johann Krüger, but we don't know about the parts and how it was just found in this hymnal. And so what's beautiful about this is when we try to interpret it as believers and as Christians and as listeners today, here's someone that has taken a modern song of love, expressing their desires, their souls, the desire of their soul, or the fields of their souls, they would say. And they are trying to set it to music. So many composers have done this, but here's where it's different. When we bring in the text of Johann Frank and connect it with Krüger, we see that we begin with that desire, just like we do as we love each other as people, as humans. But then it goes so much further because it reminds us we love each other because of Jesus' sacrifice, because the Lamb of God, the bridegroom, the Lamb of God, Jesus took upon himself the sins of all of us, and he became the ultimate sacrifice on the cross. So there's the Lamb of God, but then the bridegroom, with the bride and the bridegroom waiting for us in the second coming when Jesus comes again. So it's tying it all together. It's not just taking the earthly love, which is still important, but it combines the spiritual love and why we love today because of what Jesus did for us. So here is Jesus' priceless treasure. Jesus. really tried in that third verse to bring out some more of that dissonance that Bach explores so beautifully in his arrangement for the Orgelbüchlein. Of course, he does a much better job of resolving it. But that unresolved dissonance, reminding us without Jesus entering in, those fears and sadness, as we see here in verse 3, God who dearly loves us from all trials saves us. I have borne his worldly score, reminding us that Jesus takes those fears away, but we still have those to come again. And so that's another way of actively praying through the playing, the devotional playing that I mentioned 2 episodes ago, 2 videos ago. So thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.